So many times I have seen people with my own two eyes. I've watched them be set free. Boom. Wow. Wow. Miracle, healing, joy, peace. And suddenly they're out in the open fields of freedom. Remember how that feels? Remember the first time you got free? Or the second or the third? Like, nothing will ever be wrong again. That open field of freedom. And it's wonderful for a time. But since we're still on earth, that bright sunny day fades into a storm. And as soon as it starts raining, you look for cover. And there's all these, I just had this vision one time. And now that open field of freedom doesn't feel so free anymore. You feel exposed. You feel vulnerable. You feel like you need to hide. And all along the field, there are these little places that look like a refuge. And you choose one to duck into. And you didn't notice the little caption said, resentment. And you certainly didn't notice that it was a prison door on it, and it closed behind you. And I've seen people so excited about freedom. I can't tell you how many people come here so excited about freedom, but then they're tempted with offense, and they're tempted with jealousy, and they're tempted with competition, they're tempted with rejection, they're tempted with everything you can be tempted with anywhere, right? And they duck in for cover just while it's raining, just while it doesn't feel good, just while it's vulnerable. And I have seen people walking in freedom choose to duck into one of those little refuge places and not come out. They still can, as long as they're living, as long as they're breathing, they can come out. But I've seen people go in and not come back out. So what we have to learn to do is take refuge in Him. We don't take refuge in jealousy. We don't take refuge in unforgiveness. We don't take refuge in resentment. We don't take refuge in, what are all the things? Complaining, gossiping, retaliation, envy, jealousy, self-criticism, depression. Whatever it is, we do not take refuge in this. And you know the difference. You may say, I don't. You know the difference. 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 So don't lie to yourself. When you are tempted to make sure it's Him you're hiding in. Make sure it's Him you're hiding in. How do you make sure? Does it bear this fruit? How do you know which thoughts to think? What fruit do they bear? How do you know which thoughts to think? What fruit will they bear? You can look at a thought process, and if it's going to produce this list, you don't have to think it. So when I say don't think your thoughts, I mean don't think the wrong ones. Think your thoughts. You have a brain, thank God. Think your thoughts. Thank God for a brain. Okay? Just don't think the wrong ones. How do you choose which thoughts to think? What fruit will they bear? What fruit will they bear? If they will bear love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, think on them. And you see right there, you can say, I'm just impatient. Oh, so you're choosing to live in the flesh. Because He's not impatient. He's patient. So are you pulling on you or Him? Are you abiding in you? Are you abiding? Do you see what I'm saying? So then that's where we start realizing freedom is not about a personality. Freedom does not mean you can be patient as long as you were born kind of patient. No. You've been born again. So you learn to draw on His patience. You learn to draw on His gentleness. How do you know you're learning from Jesus? You're becoming more and more humble and gentle. That's how we know we're learning from Jesus. He says, come and I'll teach you. Learn from me, for I'm humble and gentle at heart. Hallelujah.